Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to look at the world around us through a totally different lens. We're diving into the absurd, borderline lethal limits of the incredibly ordinary things that you consume and encounter every single day. Seriously, we interact with this stuff so often that we're basically blind to their hidden extremes.
I mean, think about it. We drink water and tea every day without a second thought, right? We swat away bugs without even caring. But exactly where is the line between routine survival and, well, game over? What's the exact mathematical threshold where the completely mundane becomes totally fatal? That is exactly what we're mapping out today.
First up, the danger of excess water and causing a literal flood inside the body.
You know, we're constantly told that we absolutely need to stay hydrated, but the data paints a really fascinating and honestly kind of terrifying picture of what happens when we push that to the absolute limit. If you drink way too much, your body basically experiences this massive internal flood. It's almost like a total system override, where all the doors inside your body just swing wide open.
And the craziest part, this limit isn't as impossibly high as you might guess. Just 6 liters of water in a single day. Yeah, that's enough to trigger that internal flood and actually make you drop dead. It's a pretty stark reminder that even the literal substance that keeps us alive has a very strict cutoff point.
Moving on to our next section, let's look at 1,000,000 mosquito bites and draining your blood.
Look, we've all had a mosquito bite. It's annoying, it itches, and we just move on. But what if we really scale that up? What if the mosquitoes decided to team up in this massive, coordinated effort to drain your entire blood supply and just end your game once and for all?
This perfectly illustrates the sheer absurdity of physical limits. According to the numbers, it would take exactly 1.2 million, or 12 lock, mosquito bites, hitting you all at exactly the same time to completely drain you. Talk about putting a single annoying bite into a whole new perspective, right?
Next up, overdosing on daily tea and becoming tea leaves.
Shifting back to our daily comforts, we sip our cups of tea with so much pleasure. Whether it's to wake up or just wind down, it is the ultimate cozy habit. But just like the water example we talked about earlier, pushing past those normal limits turns this warm, comforting beverage into something entirely fatal. So the magic number here is 250. If you somehow manage to chug 250 cups of tea in a single day, the data points out, kind of playfully but also grimly, that it's enough to essentially turn you into tea leaves yourself. Now that is a massive overdose of an otherwise completely safe morning ritual.
All right, on to the next one. Beware the green potato, the lethal vegetable. Let's compare the limits on this one, because the actual condition of the food completely dictates the volume you need for a fatal outcome. If you're eating just slightly green potatoes, gobbling down 25 of them is going to finish off your game. But if you're dealing with a highly toxic, entirely green potato, that threshold just plummets. Literally a single one is enough to do the job.
In fact, as our source vividly and honestly kind of poetically puts it, eating that single toxic potato is enough to send you straight up to the sky and make you a twinkle, twinkle little star. I mean, that is an incredibly fast escalation from a basic dinner staple to a total lethal hazard. Which brings us to our final point. Know your daily limits, because it's all a matter of volume.
So, what's the big takeaway from this explainer? Well, basically everything you enjoy, from drinking essential water to having that cozy cup of tea, strictly requires moderation. Nature is all about balance. Extreme excess completely changes the fundamental nature of a thing. The only difference between life-giving hydration and a fatal internal flood, or a hearty potato dinner and becoming a star in the sky, is literally just a matter of volume.
And that leaves us with a really fascinating final question for you to ponder as you look around your house today. What other perfectly normal, completely harmless-looking items in your daily routine are secretly hiding an absurd, deadly limit if you just push them a little too far? Stay curious, be mindful of those limits, and thanks for joining us on this explainer.